All right, hey friends, so today we are at Sandy's Back Porch in Belleville with the infamous Sandy, so this is going to be a really fun one. So we're going to go over our favorites, the favorites that we're going to see this spring in our stores, and what we have had experience with and that we love. So, you want to go first? You want to give one of yours?
Sure.
She'll give one, then I'll give one.
Okay, that sounds
something
good.
like that, yeah.
All right, first I want to talk about Super Bell Smitten Pink. I had this as a test, as part of our test program last year. You know, you get some trial plants. And I put it in a pot with some other Super Petunias, and there was something in the center, I don't remember. Anyway, it did extremely well. Sometimes when you put a Calibracoa with a Super Petunia, it doesn't always do as well.
Yeah.
But this thing grew. I love the color. It is just beautiful. It's a little double with pink and white in it.
Yes.
And performance. Color was great, but performance was also great.
Yeah, they're so pretty. They have like a bicolor to them too. They're not just one color, and they're like a magenta, and then they're like a light pink.
Yes.
So you can really pull lots of different shades of pink. Or whites would even be really pretty with that one. It looks like a little rose. That one's really good. I love that one too. Yeah, really good. And I don't think I grew that one last year in my test package, but I did see it at Cultivate, and it was awesome.
But performance, it performed very well.
Super good.
Yeah.
Then the one that I have, the first one is the Virtuoso Pink Dahlias, and I think these are going to be gorgeous. You guys are going to want these, especially come like Easter or even Mother's Day gifts. They're going to be beautiful. So I think they have the Delina line. Is that how you say that one? They have a Virtuoso line, which is new, and then a Delina line. And then the Virtuosos they stay more compact, and they face more upward, where the other ones face kind of more towards you a little bit. And I feel like the stalks on these, from what I tested last year, are thicker, so they don't flop.
So make a great cut flower too.
Yes, it will. They'll be awesome. So they'll be great in containers. You could put them by themselves. You can mix them with different things. Lots of different options for those for you guys.
Great color too. It's just a gorgeous bloom.
And it bloomed. There's 5 different colors. I think there's like the Virtuoso Pink is a beautiful. It's like multicolored pink. It's like lots of different shades. There's like a red one, a yellow one, and a couple like a purplish one, and another darker pink one. I think those are the new ones that'll come out this year. But they're not just like a quick bloom and done. They are going to last you all summer. So they'll be great for any full sun containers that you guys have.
Nice. I want to talk about Tierra Pink. There's also Tierra Purple, blue, Tierra Blue. That was in our test package last year, and I actually put that Tierra Pink with the Smitten Pink. But it has a little bit of a lighter color center to it, and I just absolutely love it. So if you like bubblegum or giant pink, of course, in the pink family, but that one had a little bit lighter center to it, and it performed extremely well. So I really like that little bit of a two-tone color to it. I do want to mention on those Super Petunias and the Calibracoas, don't forget to fertilize. They are going to be so much better if you fertilize regularly with them.
Yeah, I feel like some people that don't fertilize and then they fertilize for the first time, they're like, why haven't I done this?
Yes. I'm like, wow, that really does perform very well.
It really does. We don't just say it just to sell you things. We're just saying it to really help you guys.
Absolutely not. But every Petunia and Calibracoa, they love fertilizer. They love it. They're heavy feeders.
Yes, for sure. Another thing with that one is I feel like it should be in that Vista series. If it were me and I was working for Proven Winners, I would put it in the Vista series.
Yes.
It is so big. I mean, it grows so well. The blue does not grow as big as the pink.
I noticed that.
But the pink is a insane performer. It's very good. And I feel like I had it in a container last year, and it was like, the more sun it got, the darker the edges got. So it was like a two-tone almost.
Mine was in part sun.
So mine were in full sun all day, and they took on like a darker pink around the edges.
Did you have them in the ground, or did you?
I had them in like a trough container, and I only had I actually had it in an urn, and it did so well. It did really good.
Nice. It did good for me too. So where it was part sun, so it was on. It didn't take. So it did really well.
It does both in part sun to full sun. So be great either way. Heliotrope Argo Magico Purple.
Oh we had people ask about that, and I didn't have much.
This is so good. I grew it in a combo last year. I made a YouTube video about it. It is hardy. It is beautiful. It looks like a hydrangea to me, but it's all purple. It's a great pollinator, full sun. It was just amazing. I hardly did anything to it. Drought tolerant, amazing. Smells so good. It's amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah. The smell of that one is amazing. And it's deer resistant because of the smell. So if you have lots of deer, which I feel like I get a lot of customers that come in and they're like, I need something that is going to steer the deer away besides, spraying chemical all over everything.
Right.
This is a really good one to plant. If you have a part to full sun, so 4 hours or more of sun, and this one is going to be really good. And it's just different. It's not like a normal super tunia. It's not a, caliber crow. It's not a super bina. It's just something different.
Well, you get a different texture
Yes.
in your container.
Yeah,
with that.
And it's like it's more mounding. It doesn't trail or anything like that. It's more like a mounding habit.
Yeah.
Kind of as if you would have like a mini hydrangea in your container. It's really cool.
We are going to have that. I had so many people ask about it. I didn't have it, so we are going to grow it.
Yeah, you guys are going to love that one. It's super good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Canna Gold, there's a Canna Gold Leopard. It is not in the Proven Winner program, but it should be. And we saw that at Cultivate last summer, and it is this amazing bright Canna. A little bit shorter, but they call it Gold Leopard. It's gold and it has little spots on it.
It has like it's yellow with like almost like an orangey, like a burnt orange, yellowish, dark golden leopard spots all over. It literally looks like a leopard.
Stop you
it's
in
so
your
good.
tracks color. So if you like to use them as thrillers in your containers, it'd be gorgeous
around pools.
So tropical.
Yes,
so
and then
tropical.
or even like in your downtown spaces, if you have more of a like a business that you want to plant these at. Full sun, they are going to be big. They're going to be a showstopper for you guys.
Yes, we call those make your neighbor jealous plants.
Yes,
because that is
right.
That's what they do. Everybody who sees those they're going to want them. So she has 36. I have 36. So
they're coming.
They're coming. Yes,
and they're going to be awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Another one I grew this one with the heliotrope is the frosted violets kufia. If you've never grown kufia before.
I bet
it's
that'd
really
be a beautiful combination.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Yes.
The one thing that I did notice with it is like when it's windy, it tends to kind of separate, and the beetles loved it. But what was nice is I cut it down probably 3/4 of the way when the beetles got a hold of it, and I was on vacation and came back and it was a mess. Yeah, but I cut it down, and 2 weeks later it was perfect. They're so beautiful. So they're pollinators love them. They don't have a smell or anything. They're not deer resistant, but they're beautiful and just different texture again.
Different texture. And with cutting things back, I think people are always afraid to cut it back.
For sure.
That's one thing that we have to tell customers. They're like, oh, they can't do that. But really, when you trim things back, they come back so much better.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to trim it back if something happens.
A customer just sent me a Facebook message last year, and she's like, should I do it? I don't want to do it. These bubble gums look so good. I'm like, just do it. I promise you it's getting a little leggy. Just cut them back. And she texted me, I think it was like 2 weeks later, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did this. They're better than they were before.
Yes, exactly. So don't be afraid to cut that.
Yes, don't be afraid to cut those back for sure. Yeah.
Hollywood hibiscus. If you have never had a Hollywood hibiscus, they are stunning. The colors are exceptional. And what makes this Hollywood hibiscus different is that the blooms on it last 2 days instead of 1. So,
which is good because then it's not as messy. Like sometimes they can get a little bit messy.
Yes.
But no, these are going to be amazing.
And the colors are absolutely stunning. So Proven Winners put that into their program, which I was thrilled because now we have more growers that are growing it, and we can actually get them.
Yeah, I would always see them like as a separate booth at Cultivate, and I was like, oh, I just really love them. But if they're not, to me, if they're not Proven Winners, I don't know for sure if the genetics are there, if they're mildew resistant and all of that. So I get a little hesitant sometimes, but as soon as they took them on, I was like, yes. And I have them in so many colors coming. So
yes. So the other thing is the foliage is better. Not only is the flower better, but the foliage is better. So you take some of the older varieties that have been around forever and ever, and it's beautiful. But this one just seems to be a little bit more condensed. Yeah. The green is a little bit greener, and it's just a nicer looking bush, even when the flowers aren't on it.
Yes.
So I'm very, very excited about those.
I know, me too. The one thing that I sometimes with hibiscus, they tend to track beetles. Like where we are, it's beetle heaven. So the only thing I've found to work is 7 spray. Honestly, guys, it's the only thing that works for me. And I just preventatively, if I have them, because I do love them a lot, I will just spray them when it becomes like mid-June. I'll just
Yeah.
add it to my fertilizer regimen and do it once a week, and it
For
usually
sure,
works pretty good.
Yeah, preventative is the key, because once they're there, man, getting rid of them.
It's so bad. Yes. Yeah, for
you
sure.
did a video on that last year with your pump sprayer. I remember that.
Yes.
Your
I mean,
sprayer.
I just hate them. They're so bad where we are. And sometimes they say they go into your ground, like in the yard.
Yes.
Someone across town could be like, I don't know, I don't ever see them. But then in your neighborhood, they're really bad. So
Yes.
I think it just depends where they are, their buds, or what do they call them? The larvae go.
Yeah.
And I think they're always in our yard.
Yeah. So some people have trouble with them, some people don't.
Right,
So,
for sure.
So don't be afraid to try those, just because of that, because you
Just
will absolutely love them.
preventatively, if
Yes.
you tend to have issues with them with other things, you
Yeah.
probably will with these. So just add that to your regimen for fertilizing and
but
stuff.
well worth it, because those beetles are here, like that 3-week period of time, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
But those hibiscus, you can overwinter them in your house.
Yeah, I
know
have a
people
lot
who
of people that do, and they look really crappy when they come out. But I mean, give them a couple weeks, because a lot
they're
of
better.
customers think that they're dead. Like
Yeah.
when you pull them out, they're just sticks from the winter, but they come back better than ever. They're fuller. There's more branching.
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
just
just much
really
better
good.
root system.
Yeah,
So
they're amazing.
yeah, definitely worth it. So I'm very excited. I think
Yeah.
we have 8 varieties coming that
That
we
would be
have.
good.
Yeah. So very excited.
Superbena Pink Cashmere is my next one, and this is not a new variety. It was last year.
Yeah.
But this one was so good. I planted it in multiple different places last year, and it is insane. Put it in like if you want to put something up there with bubblegum super tunias, the Pink Cashmere Superbena
Okay,
is
so
the
I'm going to
exact
have to
same.
pick your brain, because I used it and I did not have very good luck with in a container. And so I don't know and it was in a spot where it doesn't get full total sun.
Yeah, mine was in full sun. Every container I had it in was in full
I saw
sun.
those in your beds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is Pink Cashmere. It was huge and it was full of blooms. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I had mine and I was like, why does it hurt? Mine look like Megan's.
Yeah, they're so good. Full sun.
Yeah.
I talked to Janie Santos, and she tested it, and she has like a really cool zigzag planter, and I think that's what she did in it. But she agreed. She's like, this is so good. Sky Hamilton has done it. So good. Everyone loves it.
So
in
full
the bed.
sun.
Yeah, I've
Full
never
sun
done
is
it.
key.
Never done it in the landscape, but they had done it in the landscape too, and it was amazing there too.
Yeah, because Verbenas don't like that, the moist, like they don't like to dry. We have to keep, we're really on them here. So I have big planters, so they didn't really dry out.
If they dry out,
it's
it's a struggle. You got to cut them back and let them regrow again.
But hers were amazing.
Yeah,
so
they're good.
it was not the same as mine. So
They're very hungry.
I was very
fertilize
jealous.
those two. They're very, very
Yeah,
hungry.
yeah, it's a great color.
Yes.
Another thing I want to talk about are the caladiums, and Blushing Bride is their caladium of the year this year. It's not a new one. They've had it for a few years.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, I absolutely love those caladiums. And Blushing Bride, what I like about it is it'll go to the coral side, it'll go to the red side.
Yes.
You can mix it with a lot of different colors, and it's outstanding.
Yeah,
It's
it just pulls
outstanding.
whatever, it's more, if you have reds, it's going to pull reds. If you have pinks or corals, it's going to pull that color.
So it's
so
easy.
pretty. Yeah.
And it goes, I think it's one that goes sun to shade. So you're
Which is
gonna
even
have-
better.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Because you have a customer come in and say, oh, I don't know how much sun I have. I know it's not full sun, but I know it's not full shade. I said, try this.
Yeah.
You will absolutely love it.
It's really good.
So if you haven't tried caladiums, you need to. No deadheading. Every now and then you got to go trim off the bottom around
And
there.
they don't like wet feet, so they don't like to be overwatered. So you
yeah.
can't, it's hard to
Yeah.
kind of mess them up, honestly.
Yeah.
They're
Love
really,
'em.
really good.
I love them. And you'll have some, we'll have some.
Yeah,
So,
love plenty. Love plenty. Last year, I do notice that like when you buy them in the smaller, the quarts, versus in the 8-inch, there's such a difference. I think there's such a root system already established in the bigger ones. Go with the bigger one. They're worth your money. The smaller ones don't get as big as fast. And I found, I did them on my front porch 2 years ago, and it was the 4-inch ones, and they did nothing compared to what I did whenever I think I grabbed them from you guys last year, some 8-inch ones. Hands down, I would do that every year over the 4-inch.
So we'll have them in
6-inch.
a 4, 6, and an 8-inch too. So we
Yeah.
have several different growers that we get those from, and so you'll be able to pick.
Yeah.
Of course, I always start with the biggest.
I always start with the biggest ones because
too.
I shove everything together. So that's just how I plan.
Yeah.
I want that instant gratification.
Absolutely. And you know what? For us, summer, like we're so excited. a lot of these, I do want to mention on the caladiums, I'm sorry, back up a little
Okay.
bit. They do not like those cool night temperatures. So it's one
Yeah.
of those things when people come through at the registry, we always say, hey, this is one thing that absolutely does not like cool night temperatures. So just remember to, if you buy them early, because sometimes you have to buy them early, that you want to protect that. Because you do not want it sitting outside, especially if it's in a warm greenhouse, when it's 55 or 60 at night,
Yeah.
which we still have in May. So you just want to be careful of that. So,
And they're just naturally more of a tropical plant,
Yes.
so they're used to that 65 and 55. Well,
Yeah.
they prefer, over 65.
Me too.
Um,
Me too.
For real. How can we get in? How can we move to Florida?
Right.
Oh.
Right.
But yeah, no, they're great. Add them to your list this year because I know there's a lot of people that are like they look foreign, so they don't
Yeah.
tend to take them. But once they do, they're like come back every year
Well,
for 'em.
it's not a flower on it because they look at
It's
it
more
like
foliage.
it's all foliage, but it's gorgeous foliage, so you don't need a flower.
Even
So-
if you, so one thing that I was actually talking to Jessica DeGraff the other day about a really cool combo that she saw, and it was the white wonder caladium with just the silver
love that
falls
one.
around it, and that's
Oh, okay, we're gonna.
And it
have
was
to do
so
that.
pretty. It's just a foliage,
We're gonna have to do that.
and it's just greenery. So if you love ferns, but you are tired of doing ferns, that would be a really cool option that gives
Yeah.
you the greenery and just different textures and different colors in that shade, in those shades.
Does Achondra do okay in the shade? A little bit shade. Okay.
I had it on.
Okay.
I had it in full shade on my front porch before.
Oh,
Yeah,
and it did good.
just fine.
Oh, I love that plant.
Yeah,
love that.
I mean,
plant.
it got indirect light, but that was it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, perfect.
noted.
We're gonna have
Sometimes
to
it
try
says
that.
part to full sun, and you can get away with something sometimes.
Always try that.
Yeah.
Because you just never know when something's going to work. So
Right.
that's across the line. Annuals, shrubs, perennials. Try it.
Give it-
because
yeah,
you
for
just
sure.
never know if it's going to work. And
Yep.
so, yeah.
Okay, what do we
Okay,
got next?
Emerald Isle. Man.
We both have this one
Oh,
coming.
yes.
And it's really, really good.
Yes.
This is a new alocasia and or an elephant ear for most people. That's what they're going to know it as. And it's just so good. It's sturdy. The stalks are great. It can handle wind. It can handle sun or shade.
Sun to shade.
So, I mean, it checks all the boxes. If
Yep.
you want that tropical look around your pool, if you want it on your front porch, which
Yeah.
last year I did not do a tropical or my elephant ears on the front porch for the first time in 3 years, and I regretted it big
Oh.
time. They're just so good. They are such
and it doesn't
a show.
get huge.
such a
It's not a
stinger. Yeah.
huge, tall, so you don't have to worry about it.
It's a slower grower.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit slower grower. So buy the biggest one you can find. But it is a slower grower.
Yeah.
But mine, I had it in a 4-inch that we got at the landscape show, and I had it with white begonias. Oh man, killer, stunning.
I put it in
is.
our. I put it in the landscape. So I had it in our garden bed, and I wanted to see how it did in the landscape.
And how did it do?
It did good. It's a slower grower, and we got them in June.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So we got them
yeah.
a little bit later,
Yeah.
so they didn't get full as they normally would if you planted them end of May, middle of May. But
Yeah.
they're still really, really good, and they're
Yeah.
pretty. They just do so well. I hardly had to do anything to them. So they're
No.
a great addition. If you want a
Yeah.
tropical piece, that's super easy.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
one.
Yeah.
Very excited about it. Oh, you have one more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
So
sparkling
this
amethyst.
is my favorite. It's not new by any stretch of the means. It's been around for a while. The sparkling amethyst is Super Bina is so good. I've used it for years in containers, and I just love it. It's like a bicolor purple.
Yeah.
It has whites. It has lavenders. It has dark purple. So if you are a purple lover, I tend to gravitate towards purple in my flowers. This one's, you guys will love this one. It's not like the pink cashmere. It's not like a massive grower. It stays more mounded. It does spill over your containers. if
Which
you
is
have any
nice.
containers.
I mean, that's nice to
it
have
doesn't.
that.
It's not aggressive
Yeah.
by any means. So if you wanted to pair it with different things, it's not going to get eaten alive. You could put
Yeah.
it with. I think I'm putting it in a container this year with that ultraviolet. Is it the ultramarine mini vista?
Oh man,
That one's really good.
That's going to be a
Yeah.
good combination.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one would be good.
Yeah,
So,
very pretty. I do love that. We are growing that one too.
yeah.
So we'll have.
It's a
plenty
good
of
one.
too. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This was really fun, and as you can tell, when we talk about flowers, we could be here all day.
There's no
just like
end.
going through the list. Yes. So it's
no
fun,
end.
and stay tuned, and we will have more to come. See you guys later. Bye.
Thank you, Megan.
Yep. See ya.